What is up, guys? So this is the week 18 review, and getting right to it, we're down 2.99%, and what really bothers me the most is that this week was almost an exact replica of what happened last week. So last week I had tons of FOMO, wasn't finding the right setups, was just buying to buy, getting emotional, and I thought I was doing everything right, and nothing seemed to go my way. The ball was bouncing the other way, and even though that 2 weeks ago I had great success, only trading a few days too, just to have it flip on a dime like that can show you that a profitable technique can change at any minute. This market is crazy right now, and trying to learn how to day trade in this is just another massive risk. So giving this week a theme, this is the week of realization. So being down 2.99%, I'll show you the calendar for this week. We are down, 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 down. Did not trade on Friday because I used Friday to recoup. So Friday was my day of okay, get your bearings straight, because I felt like I was a compass that didn't know which way was north. Where am I supposed to be pointing? So I came across a really helpful account. I had to pull it up to check. It is Live Traders, and the guy's name is Jared Wesley. Now, I personally just love the way this guy speaks. He's straightforward. He gives it to you. If it's harsh, it doesn't matter, because you need to be strict in this business. And I'm not finding myself to be strict enough on myself for this. So what he says really clicks, and I've been watching his videos, and they're very, very long, but so rich in detail, and it's great. So after watching his videos, I used that Friday to take a step back and figure out a game plan for next week. I'm transitioning into getting myself set up for that, but before I mention those details and what I'm going to do next week, let's go into the weekly review on TraderView. So here is the week's stats. We are down roughly 3%, which in this case was around $737. Not good. I also let myself go on Tuesday. I almost don't want to count these trades because I knew I wasn't trading a pattern. I think I was I don't know what I was doing. I was getting emotional. And this goes to show you, I'm 18 weeks in, 4.5 months in, and I'm still getting emotional, but I'm conscious of it. I'm I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do it. And I do it. It's really bad. Really, really bad. Average daily loss, almost $200, really. Average winning trade, garbage. Average losing trade, garbage. So this shows I'm holding things way longer than I should. I'm not getting rid of it right away because it seems to be failing in the long run. This is really bad. So I was only right 11% of the time. And previous weeks, it averages out to about a third of the time I'm correct. So that just goes to show you how lost of a needle I was as a compass. I was not anywhere close to where I should be. And looking at performance by day of the week, roughly 0.5%, 1% was my losses for Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, big loss. Performance by the hour of the day. Now this is strange because in weeks prior, I've been profitable during the 10 o'clock hour. I actually lost the most during the 10 o'clock hour, which is not good at all. Inconsistent data, and I don't like it. Granted, I did try some 1-minute pullbacks and some versus the 5-minute pullbacks, but I was never able to find a 5-minute pullback setup like I did 2 weeks ago where I had major success. It just goes to show you how volatile this market is and how quickly it can change. So let's take a look at my 2 winning trades. So here we had a breakout on GNUS. Let's view these. Yeah, so these were the 5-minute pullbacks that I was doing well on, and it worked. But I don't know why. Maybe I didn't go in with serious size here, which is why my profits weren't as big. But the 5-minute pullback here definitely worked, and it was definitely setting up in the early morning. So this was a earlier trade. Let's check out the loss. Now let's check out the other one, WKHS. This, I think I was going for just kind of a breakout. Let me zoom in some. Okay, yeah, so this was another 5-minute pullback. So the 5-minute pullback strategy seems to work at times. Let me show you a few losing ones. All right, so let's just pick my biggest loser. I see 114 loss. Let's check that out. So large, let's go 5-minute. So here we go. See, don't know what I was doing here. This doesn't even resemble a 5-minute pullback. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know, like I lost it just completely. This is how bad I was. There's no 5-minute pullback occurring here, which is what I've been trying to trade. It looks like I was just chasing at this point because it was later in the day. I mean, I saw the increasing volume. Maybe I was trying to ride the momentum, but there could have been a key level at $5 that I could have missed on the daily. Maybe we can just check that now. Nothing that I can see relatively. Try monthly. Yeah, so I guess that was just, well, I wouldn't say it's out of nowhere. Usually the whole dollars are respected, and $5 is a really significant amount. I mean, when you count, it's 5, 10, 20, or $1, $2, $3. So like at the whole dollar, at a $5 amount specifically, it does make sense that there was a pullback. But regardless of that, I still traded like no pattern, which is bad. So with this week, I realized that I don't want to follow Ross's morning scans anymore, because when I'm trying to trade the same stocks he is, I feel him overlapping with my thoughts, and it's just getting confusing. So I didn't watch any of his scans this week, and I think that's beneficial. I don't think it affected my trading. I think the FOMO more so is what affected my trading more than anything, not being able to see the stocks he trades, because I can easily pick out the ones he's going to trade. It's not hard. You watch a few of his videos, you get the gist of it. You know, after a while, it sounds like he's a broken record on repeat. You know, oh, 1 minute micro pullback, breakout or high day breakout, chapter 4 of Warrior Trader Pro. It's repetitive. So I've concluded that I'm going to stop watching his videos, but I'm not regretting anything I did with trying to trade how he trades, because I did develop a profitable technique. I just did not follow those rules to the T, and I jumped in at bad setups, and it of course didn't work. So the setups that I did have success with, you know, everything aligned, and I did it right. I do have a good technique that came out of this by watching his videos for about 4 or 5 weeks, but aside from that, you know, breakout or bailout, that really stuck with me. And if something doesn't work out right away, look for the signs of failure. Look for something like trend turning the other way, and you know, don't bother trading. You can always get back in. But what he really did teach me, and I would say he indirectly taught me this, was, you know, the feeler. Like you put in your feeler size, the add to it. You know, once you add to it, you know, you have a break even point in the middle. So you buy 1,000 at $1, and you buy 1,000 shares at $2. You know, you have 2,000 shares at $1.50. So instantly you're still up. But yeah, like he mentioned, put the feeler in, you re-add, and then you capture profits along the way. So sell 75%, hold on to 25%, and see if you can make it run, right? Let it work for you. You know, set a stop at break even, that your 25%, you know, it didn't hurt you at all, you just didn't win as much. Or, you know, you get lucky and it skyrockets to a couple of more cents, dollars, whatever the case is, and you could, you know, capture more profits. After my realization on Friday, I learned that, you know, I want to, you know, be more into the big picture idea of the stock, not the quick, it's moving really quick right now in the morning and that's it. You know, I want the bigger picture idea. Is the stock going to trend upwards for the day or not? So after watching Jared Wesley's videos, I realized that I want to try and trade, you know, maybe larger cap stocks instead of the $3 to $20 movers that move significantly, but like are very, very unpredictable and volatile, which, you know, there's room for profit and potential there, but I just can't seem to capture it that well. What Jared really taught me though is, you know, previously I know that daily levels are some of the most important levels to look out for, but I just never really stuck to them like until now after watching his videos. Whenever I would trade, I would go back and find those daily levels in the past, you know, looking left on the tape and seeing, you know, where the price action would either support or resist and whatnot. But I've never really paid attention to, does the daily chart show a potential breakout in the next day or two, right? Because I'm starting to realize, and I don't know why it's taking me so long to physically realize this, even though it's been told to me so many times, the larger time frames align with the smaller time frames. Being profitable on a stock means you have many time frames lining up, many setups lining up, and the more of those you can get to combine at the same time, you know, the higher your odds. You know, nothing's ever guaranteed, but, you know, trading is, where do you have the most probability? So to me, start with the daily. Does a daily look like it's going to break out? Yes. Okay. Look on the pre-market chart. Does it look like there's significant levels where it could break out or act as support or resistance? And based off of those, I'm going to make long-term trades where, okay, this daily chart's going to break out. I like it over this price point, because if it breaks above this price point, you know, it's free sailing, smooth sailing from there. and we'll see what happens, right? Another thing that I learned from the Jared Wesley videos was, how important your risk-reward ratio is. Like I've always had this in my mind, like yes, risk-reward 2-to-1, 3-to-1. It's always good to have above a 1-to-1 because you have to be more accurate if you're 1-to-1. Like your accuracy is what deems you profitable if you're a 1-to-1 win ratio. So previously I used to think that like the $3 or $4 stocks that move like $1 is where you want to be, and you just throw in like 500 and look for that $2 move, and then you got like a ridiculous amount of profits off of a small investment. Well, that's not always going to happen. That's not as common as say an $80 stock moving $2. What's more common is that $80 stock moving $2, right? It's a lot easier for a stock to move a small percentage as opposed to like a large percentage. That's really starting to click with me, and maybe large cap stocks or these higher price stocks are more meant for me. If I can find these stocks that are looking to break out, and I say, okay, this has potential for a $2 move. If you set up your risk reward to risk 75, I'm probably gonna start with $75, risk $75 to gain 150 or 2-to-1 and play it by ear as you start to become or close to that level. Maybe that's how I should start trading and stop paying attention to these like small stocks. I mean, yes, I'm gonna try and play the stocks that do these 5-minute pullbacks because I've proven them profitable, but only very specific setups, because I've been diving into almost every pullback that doesn't look good just because it's a pullback. I jumped in. With all that said, I'm going to still do the 5-minute pullback, but only on the perfect setups. I'm going to look for larger cap stocks, display more on my screen, pay attention to the daily levels, pay attention to the news, digest it, make sure like it's actually good news and not just a false hope of, oh, it's moving up just because people see it's got a newsletter out, or it's got a title of news out, or whatever the case is. And then hopefully profit accordingly to your risk reward on these $2 or $3 moves of these larger price stocks, right? That's going to sum it up for this week. Next week I'll give you some more detail on how I'm staying alive in this house, because I am renting a house out, and now I made at the very beginning a budget to track all my expenses because I had a limited amount of money. Well, I have a job. I'll get into that later. I think on my 5-month recap I'll get into my job and how I'm supporting myself right now until I can get good at trading. So with all that said, I hope you guys learned from this, because this is a pretty important week. I know I say that every week, but every week you hit a new milestone before you're a well-seasoned, experienced trader. So I'm getting there. I'm not close. I'm still, if I had to take a guess, at week 18, I'm still 6 weeks away from my 6-month projection of learning how to trade. I can say with certainty that I don't think I'll be trading with real money in the next 6 weeks when 6 months hits. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. I'll try to answer any questions that you have. But stay tuned, because this journey is still going, and hopefully we see some profits in the next week. Honestly, or hopefully we see some profits tomorrow. But anyways, I will see you guys later. You guys have a good one. Peace. I'm Dylon Da Silva. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all new content every week. You guys have a good one.